Today we are going to practice drawing a model of an atom. In order to do that, we need a periodic table. Here's a periodic table that's off the web, but you can use any periodic table that you have. They're all slightly different, but the two things that we will need to pay most attention to when making the model of an atom is the atomic number of the atom we are choosing and the atomic mass. The mass is the bigger number, the atomic number is the smaller number. We are going to be using the element phosphorus, which has an atomic symbol P, so we're going to find that on our periodic table, and it's right here. Atomic number 15, atomic mass of 30.9. In order to draw our model, we need to figure out how many protons, electrons, and neutrons phosphorus has. The protons of an atom are the same as their atomic number. Phosphorus's atomic number is 15, so we know it has 15 protons. Now all atoms on the periodic table are neutral. Protons have a positive charge, electrons have a negative charge. So for that atom to be neutral, these two need to be equal. So we know that if it has 15 protons, it also has 15 electrons. So again, protons and electrons for the atoms on the periodic table are always the same as the atomic number. Now to find the neutrons, we have to use the atomic mass as well as the atomic number. Protons and neutrons are located in the nucleus of an atom. The nucleus of the atom is what makes up its mass. The mass of phosphorus is 30.9. Now we're going to use a rounded number, so we're going to use an atomic mass of 31. So we know that its atomic mass is 31. We know its protons is 15. So to find the neutrons, we need to take the atomic mass, which is 31, and subtract it from its atomic number or the number of protons, which is 15. So if we subtract 31 minus 15, we get 16, and that is how many neutrons phosphorus has. Now that we know the protons, electrons, and neutrons, we can go ahead and place the protons and neutrons into our model. Here are the protons. We just go ahead and put them in our nucleus, and here are the neutrons. Now we know how many electrons it has, but we need to know how many of those are valence electrons and how many are cloud electrons before we can actually put them in our model. If we look at the periodic table, it is arranged in groups. The groups tell us how many valence electrons each atom has. All the elements in group 1 have 1 valence electron. In group 2, 2 valence electrons. In group 13, they have 3, 14, 4, 15, 5, and so on. Phosphorus is in group 15, therefore it has 5 valence electrons. So we go ahead and put 5. We know there's 15 electrons total, which leaves 10 for the cloud. Now that we know where those electrons go, we can go ahead and put them in our model. We put the 10 in our cloud. This is the cloud part of our model. And then we're going to put our 5 valence electrons. Valence electrons are those on the very edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put our 5 valence electrons. And there we have a model of the atom phosphorus. Okay, let's go ahead and do one more atom just so that you can make sure you understand it. We are going to go ahead and do aluminum, which is an atomic symbol of Al. I'm going to find that on the periodic table. It's right here, atomic number 13. The atomic number tells us how many protons it has and how many electrons it has. To find our neutrons, we're going to take the atomic mass rounded, 26.9, which would be 27, minus the atomic number, which is 13, to get 14 neutrons. Let's go ahead and figure out where our electrons are going to go before we place them in our atom. It is in group 13. That tells us it has 3 valence electrons. 13 total electrons. We've already used 3 as valence. That leaves 10 for the cloud. Now that we have all our numbers, we can go ahead and put them in our model. We know it has 13 protons. Just going to write that in. 14 neutrons. We're going to draw our 3 valence electrons, 1, 2, 3, and put our 10 electrons in the cloud. And there is a model of the atom aluminum.